Good evening, I'm Ezra Marcus with US 1 Radio News. Thanks for joining us and welcome to Evening Edition. Tonight's headliner is Fair Insurance Rates in Monroe. Vice President Heather Carruthers' firm will wrap up its series of annual meetings at 5:30 Tuesday night at the Harvey Government Center in Key West. Topics for the interactive session will include citizens' property insurance, FEMA, and ongoing efforts to protect Keys homes and businesses. Heather Carruthers will join us live with a preview. Good evening. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks, Ezra. Nice to be here.
You are winding down your annual meetings on Tuesday night, Harvey Government Center, 5:30 to 7. What types of topics do you intend to cover, and what types of questions should people come with?
We will cover a couple of different things. First, we'll, just tell everybody about a little bit about firm. I think probably everybody who will be there will know a lot about who we are, but we're also going to give an update on where we are with our Reduce Insurance Premiums project. We have completed the inspections, and so we're happy to share some of the statistics there with folks and talk about what our next steps are to see if we can find a long-range solution to this stable and reasonable windstorm insurance rates. We'll also talk a little bit about our organization. We made some organizational changes this year and actually have realized that we, as an organization for years, have really done two different kinds of things. We've been obviously a lobbying organization working with legislators to try to make sure that laws don't change to our detriment. But we've also been doing some sort of education and outreach, helping folks understand how to negotiate the insurance process, and certainly educating things like entities like the Florida Commission on Hurricane Loss Projection Methodologies about Florida Keys and our unique circumstances down here. So we have essentially created two organizations that are both firm. One is Firm PAC, and that's a 501c4, just like we've always been, a lobbying organization. But we've also created Firm Keys, and that is an organization that will really handle all of our education and outreach projects. And the benefit of our Firm Keys organization is that it's a 501c3, which means that contributions to Firm Keys will be tax deductible for the first time. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We'll also we'll talk about what efforts we're working on currently and what we see coming up in the next year or two. And we have two guests who will be joining us. Michael Peltier, and he's, I guess, the media relations person for Citizens, but he'll be there to answer questions specifically about Citizens. And Sean Shaw will also be joining us. He is a former insurance consumer advocate for the state of Florida. He's now an attorney in private practice working on policy holder issues. And, it'll just be interesting to have his perspective, too. He reached out when he found out we were having this meeting and said, hey, can I come? And I'm like, of course you can come. You have tremendous insight in this area. So people should come with any kind of question they have. And if we can't answer it, we'll say we don't know, but we'll try to find out.
Fair enough. The timing of this meeting couldn't be more crucial. We are on the doorstep of the 2015 legislative session opening up in Tallahassee. Obviously, there'll be a huge surge of
right.
Keys contingent up there towards the end of the month for Florida Keys Day. No accident that all of this is kind of coming together around the same time.
No accident at all. And another thing that people may not be aware of is that in terms of flood insurance, we're also looking at that. I spent the week in Washington, D.C., talking a lot about the National Flood Insurance Program, and some of the changes that were created by the Biggert Waters and then the Homeowners Flood Insurance Affordability Act of last year are going to go into effect as of April 1. So, people might have questions about that as well, and what we're trying to do to save even more money down the road. So there's a lot on Firm's plate. So we're happy to talk about all of it.
I've got 1 minute left before I have to go to break. I want to try and sneak in one last question. There's been a lot of chatter coming out of Tallahassee in the last few weeks that Insurance Commissioner Kevin McCarty's head might be on the chopping block. He's been a good advocate for Keys policyholders. He's been a good advocate for the Keys.
He has. He's been a great advocate. I can't think of an insurance commissioner who knows more about all of these issues and their implications from an industry perspective and from a consumer perspective. And somebody who actually, looks at numbers and has an open mind. I mean, I remember when we first first met him, I don't know how many years ago, in 2006, I guess. We walked into his office, and I think he was prepared to hear a bunch of people just complaining. But when we showed him some statistics, he was really willing to work with us and help us out. He's been around since the Bush administration, and I certainly hope he survives. He's a leader not just in the state, but also on the National Association of Insurance Commissioners, and looking long range on how we can address this issue from, frankly, a national perspective. Because, with what seems to be increasingly severe weather events, we're not the only ones who are suffering here.
We're talking with Firm Vice President Heather Carruthers tonight. Again, their annual meeting is going to be Tuesday night at the Harvey Government Center from 5:30 to 7 p.m. More information available at Firm's website. That's Firm Keys, one word, firmkeys.org on the web. Heather, many thanks for the preview. Always appreciate your time. Have a great weekend. We'll look forward to following up with you on your meeting next week.
Thanks. You too, Ezra. I hope to see people there.